The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. Welcome, chosen ones. If you've found yourself here today, know that this message is meant for you. This video and this knowledge are not for everyone. If you've clicked on this, perhaps you've felt the divine nudge pulling at your spirit. You may have even felt like you were being watched. You may have experienced being under a divine gaze. But remember, not everyone will understand what I'm about to say. This message is for the chosen ones. Others may not get it, but those who are truly chosen will find their spirit stirred and awakened by what I share here. This verse reminds us of the omnipresent gaze. But it's not just the Lord's eyes upon you, chosen ones. It's something far more complex and cosmic. Have you ever wondered why you often feel watched, even when no one is physically around? It's as if there's an unseen force observing your every move, a presence hovering in the air, something constantly looking over your shoulder. This feeling and this awareness are not paranoia. They're a profound spiritual truth. Today, we'll unpack them in ways that will change the way you perceive your path forever. Now let's dive in. This is only for the true chosen ones. Stick with me to the end. Your spirit will thank you. The reality of spiritual attention is that you feel watched. It's something you've probably experienced since childhood. Moments where you felt eyes on you, where you sensed an unseen presence shadowing your every step. This sensation is not imagined, it's real. As a chosen one, you carry a light so strong, so radiant, that it attracts spiritual attention from all realms. Both divine and dark forces are drawn to you. Chosen ones often have a heightened sense of spiritual awareness, which allows you to perceive the invisible forces in the world around you. This can manifest as a subtle sensation, like someone standing in the room with you, or a weight on your chest that you can't explain. But it's not a coincidence, or a trick of the mind. The spiritual realm takes great interest in the lives of those marked by the divine. Think about the story of Daniel in the Bible. Daniel was a man of extraordinary faith who was constantly watched by both the forces of heaven and the enemies of God. His every move was watched because his purpose was divinely appointed. Just like Daniel, your life is watched by forces that go beyond the material world. But why? Why would anyone, angelic or otherwise, care to watch you? To monitor your every step? The chosen ones light the way through the darkness. The reason chosen one is simple. You are a beacon of light in a world of shadows. When you walk into a room, your presence changes the energy. Whether you realize it or not, your very existence creates ripples in the spiritual atmosphere. You cast a shadow that scares away darkness and draws attention from forces that operate in the unseen realm. Demons and negative entities who once went about their business unnoticed are drawn to the light that you carry. They sense that you are not like others. They know that you have been touched by the divine, that you carry a greater purpose. Even people on a subconscious level can feel this. Have you ever wondered why some people seem intimidated by you for no reason? Or why others are inexplicably drawn to you? It's because they can feel the weight of your spiritual calling, or even if they don't understand it. Your energy demands attention, good or bad. But this attention isn't just from the dark forces. The divine realm is also ever present. Angels, guardians, and spirit guides watch over you, ensuring that you are protected and guided on your path. You are precious to the divine plan, and as such, there are forces at work to ensure that you are always moving toward your destiny. But this brings with it a responsibility to stay vigilant, to stay pure in heart, and to trust that this feeling is part of your spiritual journey to feel like you're being watched. The divine test is necessary. Here's where it gets deep. The feeling of being watched isn't just random spiritual activity. It's also a test. Chosen ones are often placed under spiritual observation because you are being prepared for something greater. This observation isn't just for protection. It's for refinement. It's as though your life is being scrutinized by heaven itself, watching to see how you handle your trials and respond to the temptations of the world. How you carry yourself in moments of doubt. And let me tell you, chosen one, these eyes upon you are testing your strength, your resolve, and your faith. Every decision you make, every path you take, is watched because your journey is meant to inspire others. You are not ordinary. Your path is narrow, filled with tests designed to make you stronger, more aware, and more aligned with the divine will. Consider the story of Job, whose faith was tested under the watchful eyes of both God and the enemy. Job felt the constant pressure of he was under a lot of scrutiny, not just from his colleagues but from forces he couldn't even begin to understand. And yet, through it all, he remained faithful. Like Job, you are being observed, not to scare you, but to refine your spirit and prepare you for the greatness that lies ahead. The power of awareness, how to handle being watched. Now, here's something important to understand. Being watched, being observed by both light and dark forces, is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. It's a sign that you are walking in your purpose. But it's also important to be aware of how you act when you know you're being watched. There are ways you can stay on track with your goals even when you feel like you're being watched all the time. First, stay connected to your beliefs. Prayer, meditation, and other spiritual practices help you stay positive and strong when you feel like you're being watched. Second, be careful. Not everyone around you is good. The chosen ones often face tests from people or forces that try to keep them on track. Learn to tell the difference between positive and negative energies. Trust your gut when something doesn't feel right. And lastly, stay humble. Being a chosen one is a great honor, but it also requires humility. Remember that you are being watched, not because you are perfect, but because you are being perfected. Your journey is one of growth, learning, and spiritual evolution. Keep your heart open to the lessons that come your way, even when they are difficult. The forces of light and darkness are always present. You've felt it, right? That sense of being pulled in multiple directions at once. Some days you feel high, filled with light, clarity, and purpose. Other days you might feel an almost inexplicable heaviness, as if you're carrying the weight of something unseen. This is not a coincidence, chosen one. You are living in the middle of a spiritual tug-of-war between the forces of light and darkness. The feeling of being watched is tied directly to this battle. The spiritual realm is always in motion. Angels, guides, and divine entities are always working to protect you, guide you, and help you fulfill your mission. But there are also some darker forces out there who want to see you fail. They want to make it hard for you to see the big picture, make you doubt yourself, and lead you down the wrong path. These forces are watching you closely, waiting for any sign that you're not on your game. They're looking for any moment where they can get in your head or throw you off your path. It's important to understand that you're under constant spiritual surveillance. It's not just divine entities keeping an eye on you, but also forces of opposition. You feel like you're being watched so closely because your life has a lot of spiritual significance. The enemy knows this, as do dark forces. They're always looking for ways to challenge you. Spiritual surveillance isn't always bad. It's often part of a plan for your life. God is watching you closely because your growth is being guided. Your struggles, your triumphs, and your failures are all observed because they're part of your spiritual evolution. Nothing is random. When you're chosen, every moment in your life is part of something bigger. It's all part of your higher calling. But there's more to this spiritual surveillance than just the divine gaze. In the unseen world, the forces of darkness also keep a close eye on the chosen ones. Why? Because they know that you have the potential to change the world. You have been marked by the divine, and that mark makes you a target for those who oppose the light. This is why you must be vigilant, chosen one. The eyes upon you are not always friendly. Some are waiting for even the smallest crack in your defenses or misstep can influence your thoughts, decisions, and path. The enemy is cunning and waits for you to be at your most vulnerable. Many don't realize that being chosen doesn't mean your life will be easy. It often means the opposite. You are a beacon of light, and shadows will try to encroach upon it. Darkness is drawn to you, not because it wants you, but because it fears the potential within you. This battle is as you grow stronger on your spiritual journey, the forces that oppose you will also grow stronger. The enemy has a clear agenda, and they're targeting you because you're a threat to their kingdom. You carry a light within you that disrupts the status quo of the spiritual world. The enemy knows that if you fully step into your purpose, you can cause ripples that affect not just your life but the lives of everyone you encounter. If you fully embrace your purpose and realize the power you hold, you can make a difference in not just your life, but the lives of everyone you encounter. Your light has the potential to inspire change and break chains of bondage, which the darkness cannot afford to let happen. You're here for a reason. You're not just here to survive, you're here to transform. You have a mission. You have a divine purpose that extends far beyond your personal journey. You are here to be a vessel for light, for truth, for a spiritual awakening in a world that desperately needs it. The enemy knows this, and that's why you're being watched so closely. The attacks on your life, the feelings of being watched, the spiritual heaviness you sometimes feel, these are all strategies of the enemy to weaken you and plant seeds of doubt. The enemy wants to make you doubt yourself, your path, and your purpose. It thrives on fear and confusion. If it can make you doubt yourself even for a moment, it can delay your progress. But here's the truth: you are stronger than you know. The enemy may watch you, but it cannot stop you unless you allow it to. You have the power to resist, to stand firm in your purpose, and to rise above it. Spiritual attacks that come your way. The role of divine protection: there's a divine shield of protection around you that darkness can't penetrate unless you let it in. That's why it's so important to maintain your spiritual practices. Prayer, meditation, and acts of faith keep you connected to the divine source, ensuring that you remain under the watchful care of the Most High, even in your darkest moments, when you feel most vulnerable. You must remember the light is always stronger than the darkness. The enemy may watch you, but it cannot overtake you unless you allow it. Your divine protectors are always near, ready to intervene when needed, ensuring that you are never truly alone in this battle. The Bible tells us in Psalm 91 verse 11 that He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. This is not just a comforting thought, it's a spiritual reality. As a chosen one, you have been assigned divine guardians whose sole purpose is to protect and guide you. They watch you closely, not to judge you, but to ensure that you fulfill your divine mission. But here's the catch: you must trust in that protection and believe in the power of the divine forces working in your favor. Fear, doubt, and anxiety weaken your spiritual defenses. If you give in to these negative thoughts, it makes it easier for negative forces to influence you. But if you believe you are protected, nothing can harm you. Staying alert and aware is your role in the spiritual battle. It's about more than just what's happening to you. It's also about how you respond. You have a role to play in this spiritual battle. You are not a passive observer. You are a warrior in the spiritual realm, and your actions, mindset, and faith are your weapons. You must remain vigilant, chosen one. Be aware of the forces at play, both good and bad, and keep your spiritual armor strong. Surround yourself with light, stay connected to the divine through prayer, meditation, and acts of service, trust your intuition, and pay attention to the signs around you. The spiritual realm is always communicating with you, guiding you, and revealing the truth. When you feel watched, don't shrink in fear. Stand tall, knowing that you are seen because you matter. You are seen because you are chosen for something greater. This feeling of being watched is not a burden, it's a confirmation of your significance in the divine plan. Your aura speaks louder than words. First, it's important to understand that your aura and spiritual energy speak louder than your words or actions. As a chosen one, your energy radiates in a way that is impossible to ignore. You don't have to say anything, and yet people will notice you. They will feel something about you, even if they can't quite put their finger on it. Your presence alone shifts the energy in a room. Some will be drawn to you instinctively. They'll feel comfort, peace, or even inspiration when they're around you. These are often people who are spiritually in tune, even if they don't realize it. They may not know why they feel safe around you, but it's because your light touches something deep within their spirit. You serve as a reminder to them of something greater, something divine, something they can aspire to. This is just one of the ways that the chosen ones act as vessels of light in the world. However, not everyone will react positively to your energy. In fact, some people will be made deeply uncomfortable by your presence. And this chosen one is something you must come to terms with. The uncomfortable truth is that not everyone will like you. Let's be real for a moment. You've probably noticed that there are people who, for no apparent reason, seem to dislike you or avoid you. It's not always easy to understand why people seem to dislike you or avoid you. They might act cold, distant, or even hostile, even if you've done nothing to provoke them. You could walk into a room with a smile and a pure heart, and yet there will be those who immediately feel uneasy or even antagonistic toward you. It's not that you've done anything wrong. It's simply that your presence, your energy. The chosen ones have a way of bringing things to the surface. It could be insecurities, unresolved trauma, or even a spiritual disconnect. They carry an energy that acts like a mirror, reflecting back to people what they need to see within themselves. This reflection can be uncomfortable, especially for those who are not ready to face their inner shadows. The Bible speaks to this in John 3:20. Everyone who does evil hates the light and won't come into it because they're afraid their deeds will be exposed. This doesn't mean they're inherently evil, but it does mean that your light disrupts their comfort zone. Your presence makes them aware that they're not living in alignment with their true selves, which can be unsettling. In a world where so many people live in spiritual slumber, the chosen ones act as a wake-up call. As you know, not everyone is eager to be woken up. Spirits recognize something in you that they wish they had. You see, chosen ones carry a sense of purpose and a divine calling. Even if you're still discovering what that calling is, others can sense it. People who are not in touch with their own purpose or who have ignored the divine path laid before them may feel threatened by your presence. They see something in you that they've suppressed. In themselves, they become resentful instead of inspired. This is why you might encounter people who seem to have a negative reaction to you or even try to undermine you. It's important to remember that this is not truly about you. Their reaction is rooted in their own spiritual struggles, jealousy, negativity, and even attempts to bring you down. It's a reflection of their internal conflict. They see in you what they wish they could be, but instead of turning inward and doing the spiritual work to elevate themselves, they project their frustrations onto you. But here's what you need to know, chosen one, your light cannot be dimmed by the jealousy of others. You were chosen for a purpose, and no amount of negativity, envy, or hostility can take that away from you. The more you rise to your calling, the more you'll attract both positive and negative reactions. This is part of your journey and part of the spiritual warfare you were born into. Your energy is a spiritual activator. There's another reason why people react so strongly to you, and this is something that will empower you as you walk your path. It's a spiritual activator. What does that mean? It means that your presence can get people moving and inspire them to take action. Even if they're not ready for it, your energy can still make an impact. It can be subtle, like planting a seed in someone's consciousness, or it can be more immediate, leading to profound changes in people. You meet people who are drawn to you and seek your guidance or company. They may not even know why they feel compelled to be around you, but something within them is waking up because of your energy. Your light serves as a catalyst for their own spiritual awakening, even if they don't fully understand it. On the other hand, this activation can also trigger resistance in people. Some people aren't ready to face the truth when your energy stirs something within them. They might push back, becoming defensive or critical. This resistance is a form of spiritual defense mechanism. They are not yet ready to confront the inner changes your presence is encouraging. You must understand that both reactions are part of your role as a chosen one. Your energy is a powerful force, and it has the ability to shift the spiritual atmosphere wherever you go. Whether people react with admiration or discomfort, know that your presence is doing the work it was meant to do. You're responsible for carrying divine energy with this. As a chosen one, you have a great responsibility to be aware of the energy you carry and how it affects others. Your presence is not neutral, you are a walking conduit of divine energy, and that energy can influence everyone around you. This is why it is so important to maintain your spiritual practices and stay grounded in your purpose. When you are aligned with the divine, your energy flows in harmony with your mission. But when you are off balance, when you are not taking care of your spiritual health, your energy can become chaotic or even harmful to others. You have probably noticed that. If you feel disconnected from your spiritual source, it can affect how others react to you. They might become more agitated or negative, and you might feel more drained after interacting with them. This is because your energy is out of alignment, which impacts the spiritual environment in a way that isn't beneficial. Carrying divine energy is a great honor, but it also requires great responsibility. You must be mindful of how you engage with others, manage your own energy, and protect yourself from spiritual attacks. This is why spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, and grounding rituals are really important for people who are on a spiritual path. They help to keep your energy pure, strong, and aligned with your purpose in life. So, how can you protect your energy and stay aligned? Well, if you are constantly being watched, scrutinized, and sometimes attacked by others, whether spiritually or emotionally, it can be really difficult to stay centered. But remember that your greatest defense is your connection to the divine. Stay rooted in prayer and meditation. These practices strengthen your spiritual shield and keep you connected to the source of your power. When you are aligned with the divine, the negativity of others won. Don't let others penetrate your spirit. 2. Be discerning about the people and environments you expose yourself to. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. As a chosen one, you must learn to set boundaries. Some people will try to drain you, either consciously or unconsciously, because they are drawn to your light. But not all who seek your light are meant to be in your inner circle. Protect your energy by surrounding yourself with those who uplift and support you. 3. Trust your intuition as a chosen one. Your intuition is one of your greatest gifts. It will guide you when something or someone is not aligned with your spirit. Listen to that inner voice, even when it tells you things that are difficult to hear. Your intuition will never lead you astray. Angels and spirit guides are your divine protectors. First, you must understand that angels and spirit guides are a constant presence in the life of a chosen one. Whether you are aware of them or not, they might not be visible to us, but they are always at work behind the scenes. They are orchestrating events, protecting us from unseen dangers, and nudging us in the right direction. The Bible tells us in Psalm 91 verse 11 that He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. This is not just poetic language, it is a divine promise. As a chosen one, you have been assigned angels whose purpose is to guard you, guide you, and ensure that you remain on your path. Angels are higher beings of light, messengers of the divine, who intervene in your life in ways both seen and unseen. They might come to you in dreams through signs or even as a quiet inner voice that guides you away from danger or toward the right decision. They protect you from spiritual attacks, deflect negative energies, and ensure that you are aligned with your higher purpose. But angels are not the only ones watching over you. Spirit guides, often ancestors or wise spiritual beings who have walked your journey, is also influenced by the earth. These guides are connected to your soul and your mission. They've been where you are now, and their wisdom is invaluable. They're here to help you navigate the challenges and complexities of your path as a chosen one. How spiritual guardians communicate with you. One of the most profound aspects of having spiritual guardians is the way they communicate with you. You might not always hear a voice or see a figure, but your guardians are always sending you messages. Here's the thing, chosen one, you must learn to tune into the subtle ways your guardians communicate with you. Your spiritual guides will communicate with you in a variety of ways. It's not always going to be a loud, booming voice from the heavens. More often than not, it will be subtle signs, synchronicities, and moments of intuition that you need to pay attention to. Have you ever had a moment where you suddenly felt compelled to change your route, avoid a certain situation, or make a quick decision that saved you from harm that wasn't a coincidence? That was your guardian intervening on your behalf. They don't need to scream to be heard. They guide you gently, nudging your spirit in the right direction. Here are a few ways spiritual guardians communicate with you. Your guardians might show up in your dreams to offer you wisdom, guidance, or even warnings about future events. If you wake up with a dream that feels particularly vivid or significant, pay attention to it. Write it down, reflect on it, and seek its deeper meaning. Signs and symbols are another way your guardians might communicate with you. You might notice repeating numbers, certain animals crossing your path, or recurring symbols in your daily life. These are not random, they are messages from your spiritual guides telling you that you are on the right path or need to adjust your course. Your guardians speak to you through channels like that gut feeling you get when something feels off, or when you feel a sudden sense of clarity. Trust that feeling. The more you listen to your intuition, the stronger your connection with your spiritual guides becomes. Synchronicities are those coincidental moments where everything aligns perfectly. Maybe you're thinking about someone and they suddenly call you, or you need a solution and the answer presents itself almost immediately. These are orchestrations by your guardians, weaving together the fabric of your life. The fabric of your life is there to make sure you stay on your divine path. The role of guardians in spiritual warfare. As we said earlier, there's a spiritual battle going on around you. Chosen one, your spiritual guardians are there to protect you from the darker forces that want to get in your way. They are your frontline defense in spiritual warfare. Let's be clear, you are constantly under protection, but you must also remain vigilant, while your guardians are always working to shield you. It's important to do your part as well. Spiritual warfare is real, and as a chosen one, you are a target. Dark forces will try to infiltrate. Your mind, your emotions, and even your physical surroundings can all be used to throw you off course. Your guardians know this and work hard to keep these dark energies at bay. But they need your help. This is where your spiritual practices come in. Regular prayer, meditation, and grounding rituals help you stay connected to your guardians and keep your spiritual defenses strong. When you neglect your spiritual health, you create openings for negative forces to enter your life. Think of your spiritual guardians as the generals in your army. They strategize, protect, and guide you. But you, as the warrior, it's also important to be prepared to face challenges. Staying aligned with your divine purpose, grounded in your faith, and trusting the guidance from your spiritual team will help you do this. Guardian angels versus dark watchers. Let's take a moment to differentiate between your guardian angels and dark watchers. We've talked a lot about the positive spiritual beings that watch over you. But there's also a shadowy counterpart, dark watchers, malevolent entities, lower spirits, or demonic forces. They're not assigned by the divine, but by the forces of darkness that oppose your light. These dark watchers are drawn to the chosen ones because of your divine purpose. They observe you, looking for ways to interfere with your journey. They might manifest as feelings of unease, heaviness, or even physical ailments that seem to come out of nowhere. They feed off your fear, anxiety, and doubt, trying to amplify these emotions to weaken your spirit. But here's the thing, they have no real power over you unless you give it to them. Your spiritual guardians are far more powerful than any dark watcher. These entities can only influence you if you lower your spiritual defenses, give in to fear, or allow yourself to become disconnected from your divine source. When you are aligned with your higher purpose, when you trust in the divine protection around you, these dark watchers have no hold over you. They may observe, but they cannot interfere. This is why it's so important to stay grounded in your faith and spiritual practices. The more you strengthen your connection to the divine, the less power these dark watchers have. Your guardians stand ready to protect you, but you must stay in alignment to allow them to do their work effectively. How to strengthen your relationship with your spiritual guardians. Now that you understand the importance of your spiritual guardians, you might be wondering how you can build a stronger relationship with them. The truth is, your guardians are always near, but they need your invitation to become more active in your life. Here are some ways to strengthen your connection with your spiritual guides. When your mind is still and your heart is open, spend time in meditation or quiet reflection, allowing yourself to be open to their messages. You might not hear words, but you will feel their presence and receive intuitive insights. 3. Ask for signs. Don't be afraid to ask your spiritual guardians for signs. They want to communicate with you, and they often do so through signs in your everyday life. Ask for confirmation on a decision and be open to the signs they send you, whether through numbers, symbols, or synchronicities. Patience is a virtue. You might not get immediate answers, but trust that they're working on your behalf behind the scenes. The more you trust in their presence, the more they'll reveal themselves to you. Chosen ones, your spiritual guardians, are your allies in this journey. They watch over you not just to protect you, but to ensure that you fulfill the divine mission you were born into. Strengthen your connection with them, trust in their guidance, and know that you're never walking this path alone. You've faced challenges that others couldn't even imagine. You've carried burdens that, at times, felt too heavy to bear. But through it all, you've remained standing strong. And there's a reason for that. You were handpicked by the divine for a specific purpose. And that purpose, chosen one, is not just about you. It's about what you are here to do in this world. You have a mission that's bigger than yourself. You're here to elevate humanity, heal the planet, and awaken countless souls who are still in the dark. That's why you're watched so closely. Your actions, choices, and growth matter. Every step you take in the direction of your calling brings you closer to fulfilling your divine mission. That mission will ripple out to impact the lives of others. Let that sink in. You are chosen because you are part of something greater. You are a light in the darkness. At the core of your mission is this. It's a simple truth: you are a light in the darkness. In a world filled with confusion, fear, and spiritual blindness, the chosen ones serve as beacons of light, illuminating the path for others. Whether you realize it or not, your life is an example for those around you. Your resilience, strength, and unwavering faith in when you're facing challenges, you can inspire others to rise above their circumstances. But being a light in the darkness comes with responsibility. Darkness will always try to extinguish light. This is why you are watched, not just by the forces of light, but also by the forces of darkness. They observe your progress, your growth, and your moments of weakness, where darkness tries to find a way to dim your light. But here's the truth. Chosen one. Darkness can never overpower light. As long as you stay aligned with your divine purpose, your light will only grow stronger. The more you embrace your calling, the more you will inspire others to awaken to their own light. This is your role. You're not just here to survive this life, you're here to illuminate it. Awakening others is part of your job as a spiritual leader. Another important part of your calling is that you're meant to awaken others. Chosen ones are often spiritual leaders, even if it's not always in the traditional sense. You might not stand behind a pulpit or lead a congregation, but your life, your energy, and your wisdom naturally guide others toward the light. You're a spiritual teacher by example. Have you ever noticed how people come to you for advice, for comfort, or for guidance? Even when you don't have all the answers, there's something about your presence. It calms others and helps them see things more clearly. This is no coincidence. It's part of your calling. But here's the thing. Awakening others doesn't mean fixing their problems for them. It means leading by example. It means showing others how to connect with their own divine purpose, to trust their intuition and embrace their spiritual journey. In Matthew 5 verse 14-16, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. You don't put a lamp under a basket. You put it on a lampstand. It gives light to all in the house. Let your light shine. Let your light shine before men, so they can see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." This is your calling, chosen one. Let your light shine, be that city on a hill that others can look to when they are lost in the darkness. But remember, in order to do this, you must first be aligned with your own light. Nurture your spiritual connection and continue to grow in your faith and purpose. You are continuously watched because you are being refined. Just as precious metals must go through fire to be purified, and so too must the chosen ones endure the trials of life to become the vessels of divine light that they are destined to be. Every challenge, every trial, every moment where you feel tested is part of this refinement process. It's not about punishment, it's about preparation. The divine is preparing you for something greater, something you may not even fully understand yet. You are being molded into the spiritual leader, the healer, the guide that this world needs. This process of refinement is why you often feel the weight of being watched. Your guardians, the divine, and even it's important to remember that there are darker forces at work here. They're paying attention because they know what's at stake. Your growth matters. Your transformation matters. Every step you take toward fulfilling your mission is being carefully monitored because you are crucial to the divine plan. Just as a master craftsman carefully watches over his work, ensuring every detail is perfect, so too are you being carefully shaped into the person you are always meant to become, embracing your calling and moving forward with confidence. Now that you understand the purpose behind why you are continuously watched, the question is, how will you move forward? It's time, chosen one, to fully embrace your divine calling. Don't doubt your worth. Don't question whether you are enough. You were chosen for this. Every experience you've gone through, every hardship you've endured, has been preparing you for this moment. Here are a few key steps to help you move forward with confidence in your calling. 1. Accept your role. Fully embrace the fact that you are a chosen one. Stop running from it or downplaying your spiritual significance. You were chosen for a reason, and it's time to step into that truth with confidence. 2. Stay spiritually grounded. Your connection to the divine is your greatest asset. Nurture it through daily prayer, meditation, and reflection. The more you practice your spirituality, the stronger you'll become. You'll also hear more clearly the guidance of your spiritual guardians. 3. Have a purpose in mind every day. You can fulfill your calling in small ways or in larger spiritual missions. Just approach each day with the intention of doing your divine purpose. Have faith that the divine is guiding you, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Your words, your actions, or simply your presence can all help guide others toward their own spiritual awakening. Don't underestimate the impact you have on those around you. At play, the guidance of your guardians, and the purpose behind it all. These are not random experiences. They are all part of your divine calling. You were chosen for this time, for this moment in history, to be a light in a world that is desperately in need of spiritual awakening. The feeling of being watched is simply a reminder of how important you are to the divine plan. Your life matters, your choices matter, and your growth matters. So now, chosen one, go forward with confidence. Embrace your role, shine your light, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. This is the end of our journey today, but for you, chosen one, it is only the beginning. The path ahead is filled with purpose, growth, and divine guidance. Walk it with courage and remember that you are never alone. You are always watched, always protected, and always loved. Thanks for watching until the end. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's continue to build a community of like-minded souls dedicated to spiritual growth and personal development. To all you wonderful, spiritually minded souls dedicated to personal growth and development, stay blessed and keep shining your light. Until next time.